हरे कृष्ण। ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. We'll continue our discussion on Prabhupada purports. So yesterday we were discussing about what Daksha is telling, that there are three types of debts, and you are not allowing my sons to clear the debts. You have made them into brahmacharis. So yesterday I was telling about the story of uh, Ashtika. So his father's name is Jatakaru. Uh, Jaratakaru, that is also. He is actually, uh, his ancestors were hanging into a deep pit, upside down, suspended by a single thread, and which is gradually being eaten by a rat, the thread. So I asked, why are you in this distress? They said, oh, they replied that one of their lineage was about to extinct because there's nobody who is continuing. So we don't have children. Our lineage is getting extinct, that's why we are dying. So then he understood that I have to take a wife who should have the same name. So Vasuki comes and says, okay, my sister's name is also Jatakaru, Jaratakaru. So you marry her. So we discuss the story. So now, same thing, Daksha also has the problem. He says, Arey, you are not allowing them to clear the debt only. We need to have lineage. So debt for the fathers will be by begetting children, sons. And debt for the devatas by performing yajna, debt by the sages to by practicing celibacy or reading the shastras. So that's how. And he says that you are not sadhu only because you are committing violence against other living entities yet claiming to be associates of Lord Vishnu, defaming him. So we discussed that if somebody is a big successful businessman, he also wants his sons to be successful businessmen. If somebody says, no, I want to make your son a brahmachari, the top businessman, he will not be very happy, even though he knows that there is spiritual world, there is Supreme Lord, and he himself has taken darshan of Supreme Lord. Still, his conviction that happiness is in material success remains. That's actually what happened to Daksha. For him, happiness is in material success, and he's like top person in the universe only, not just some small country or town. Whole of the universe is like one of the top person. So definitely you will have that conviction that happiness is in material success, and he has developed his ego in that way. Our ego convinces that this is the way I want it, and what happens is desires come, ego reinforces. That's how it works. Like say I like this house, ego say I want it. That is a problem. So he had a big ego, and because of which he is not able to understand. See, the problem is he did not understand the cause of his pain. That is the problem. Because of our ego, now it stops understanding the cause of our problem. The cause of our problem is never the people around us or the situation. It is on our karma. They are the instruments of our karma. But our ego now does not want to accept it. He says, no, I am always right and these people are wrong. But why they are wrong? They are just, you are getting the reactions of what you are doing. Any action we do now, there is something called chitta, universal chitta. All our reactions are stored there. And there is localized chitta where our impressions are stored. And now from there, all the reactions manifest for us. So there should be some storage. Now, who is saving all the, like, now we say, oh, this is because of my karma. But who remembers what you did in the previous life, where it is stored, right? Like, say, I gave some charity to some people. Now, who will remember this charity and where it is stored? That memory of that charity, where it is stored. So then that is the place where we have to means uh, where that charity is stored is very important. Sorry, whatever the memory, whatever actions that happened. So that is called that universal chitta, where all of our actions are stored there, and they manifest slowly, slowly. That will come from that account. Whatever impressions we are creating, that will store in our local chitta, which are coming as our desires. So here, what we don't understand is I am just getting the reactions what I did only. But we very easily take, uh, we all play victim roles. That, oh, this is happening to me because of this people, this people. So we play victim, but it is not correct at a higher level. So Daksha is also playing victim. He said, oh, my suffering is because of Narada Muni. And he started cursing it. Narada expected that Daksha will understand that I am not the cause of your pain. But Narada was wrong. Daksha was not so clear in understanding. Like he's immediately thinking, okay, he is the cause. Finish. And that's why Kunti Marani, why she is playing Vipada Santata Saswat? Because she is not seeing the cause, immediate cause. She is not telling Kauravas are the cause. She is understanding, she is having that full trust on Krishna. Krishna, whatever you are giving, it is good only for us. Even the pain which you are giving, maybe it is good for us. That's why you are giving us. And I have seen also some situations when pain is coming, chanting is very good. And sometimes we pray also, my dear Lord, maybe always keep me in this situation so that I can chant nicely. Some pain should be there to chant nicely, otherwise it won't happen only. So we feel, maybe Lord, give me some situations where I will be more and more attentive when you are chanting. We don't want so much pain, but little pain is good only. Safe, fear and pain. We'll at least take shelter of Krishna and we are saved from sense gratification. Otherwise, mind will tend to go to sense gratification if everything is fine. And will not be able to surrender and know the higher truth. So the intensity won't come otherwise. So here, poor Daksha, he is very big personality. He is not poor. We are poor compared to him. In all ways, he is very advanced. Only thing is, the problem is, it's very, very elevated personality. We are nowhere. We cannot even comment on him also in a very level. Because all the species of life which you are seeing around is all the contribution of Daksha only. The plants, trees, and insects, birds, it's all contribution of Daksha. So compared to him, what service he did for the Lord, what his service he did for the creation, how much he assisted, and what all he is doing, there's no comparison only. Still, there is something which we have to learn from his life, that if we have this identity, there will be crisis, and we don't see the cause behind all the causes. That is, Krishna is sending it, and that is because not Krishna sending, it's my reaction that is coming. So Daksha started speaking such words to Narada Muni. Narada did not expect that Daksha will be like that, so he thought, let me only directly go and try to handle. All that is Daksha is further saying, and nanu bhagavata nityam bhutanugrahकारका rite tvam suhृद घृणं vai viran karmam avairinam. All the devotees of the Lord, but you are very kind to the conditioned souls and eager to benefit others. Although you wear the dress of a devotee, you create enmity with people who are not your enemies, or you break friendship and create enmity between friends. Are you not ashamed of posing as a devotee while performing these abominable actions? And so again, he is further blaming Narada Muni. Actually, when we are losing the people, then we understand the value. So here Daksha is losing all his 10,000 children. Now 11,000 children he is losing. So for him, he is so attached to them, and it gives them so much pain. Similarly, for us also, if happiness comes in attachment to the people, when we have relationship, we become attached to that, and we get some pleasure, and the same relation causes pain also. So that is the reality in this world. So we have to know that if we take that type of pleasure, we have to pay also. Nothing is free. Like say somebody didn't had good relation in family, that is one level good, because when he has to get detached, he will happily go because anyway nothing is working here. Like it is like King Anga. When he has to leave his family, he was happily going. He said, okay, if somebody don't have children, he is unfortunate. And if somebody has children, he is fortunate. And more fortunate are somebody who don't have very good character children, because they can renounce the house. That's how he took the indication of the Supreme Lord. If things don't work, we should think that, oh, Lord is very kind. Things are not working. Nothing is working materially. That means only thing that will work for me is spirituality. Hari bol. And we can be very blissful and happy. So materially things don't work. That is very fortunate situation in one level. Brahmacharya is like we are already giving it up. We didn't even want to fight materially. He says there is hopeless to fight materially. Parabhavastavad abodha jate. So materially trying to be successful is already hopeless. So that is what Narada Muni is trying to tell. Why you are wasting your time? Prahlad is also telling, don't try materially only. Better renounce. But somebody cannot renounce, they can try. Still, anyway, they'll fail. Parabhavastavad abodha jate yavanna jignasa atmatattva. You are not going for atmatattva, it is a materially disaster only. Everybody is a disaster. Some people try and understand, some people hear and understand. That's the only difference. Narada is seeing that these children, by hearing only, they understood. Daksha is telling, no, no, let them experience and understand. So that is the difference in opinion. Daksha is telling, Array, you are prematurely sending them. Narada is telling, no, they heard it, they understood, they are doing it. Not a problem. So that is the situation. And that's why relationships, na, like say if it didn't work, in the family relations didn't work, it is good only, because for the person to renounce becomes easy. If family relation are very good, he is enjoying, then what happens when he has to leave? Now it is very painful. Array, I had to leave my wife, my children, and now he is a little bit sad because he's so attached to them and they're very nice. So that's then what he has to do. Yes, so there is pain while living. Here, for a person whose relations are bad, for him there is no much pain when he has to leave, cut the connections and go. But for so when you enjoyed, you are paying afterwards. But somebody paid before only. He's already sad. Array, my relations in family are not good. So he's already sad. So he paid before only. So while living, he's very blissful. So every situation is actually a favorable situation only. There is nothing lost. Materially satisfied, then he knows, okay, this is anyway not going to be very satisfying the heart. So what is the point? So let me renounce. Little pain will be there, but renunciation. Ultimately, it is renunciation only that makes a person happy. Because if you renounce, we can focus. Please understand. Only renunciation helps us to focus. Attachment will not allow us to focus. Anybody who is renouncing, to the degree he is renouncing, to the degree he is able to focus. Like children, what we tell, if you want to study exams properly, children are want to play, children want to have video games, children want to do this. The parents are trying to help them renounce all these things to some extent so that they can study. So without renouncing playing and other things, they cannot focus on study. So there should be renouncing of something, right? For spirituality, we have to renounce material pleasures, material comforts, material relations. Everything should be renounced to focus on Krishna. That is for sure. Otherwise, it won't happen only. And people may stay at home, but they should have renunciation. They cannot continue enjoying the comforts. I will be happily sitting in my living room with my children, wife, and everybody, and then I will peacefully chant Hare Krishna and go back home back to God. This is not going to happen. And I'm sorry, but that is the truth. We cannot focus like that. We have to have that detachment. I don't want this. I cannot enjoy this. This conviction will help us to focus, and that will only help us to. This is what is Nivarti Marga. We don't want to enjoy materially. I cannot get any pleasure from this. I don't want this. When we are convinced of it, then for us to focus becomes very easy. I don't want to scare, but it actually gives so much bliss. It is not fear, it is bliss. Giving up things is actually bliss. This is what Narada is trying to tell. This is Narada is doing it. Daksha is not understanding. Daksha is telling, I will hold. Narada is saying, no, give it up. Prahlad Maharaj is telling, Kapila is like, by giving up, we become so blissful. We are Atma Paritushyati Sharira Atma Manyet. This is what Narada is asking Vyasdev. Are you satisfied by identifying? You are helping people identify with body and mind. Are you satisfied with this? This is what the beginning of Bhagavatam. This is whole lesson. Like Vyasdev wrote so much literature which is helping people to identify with body and mind so nicely. And Narada is telling, what are you doing? This isn't work. You have to give them what is for the soul. For soul, bliss is when it gives up material things. It's so peaceful, so relieving, and so it's elevating. Everything is there in that. And Narada is all Bhagavatam is for that only, for the soul. But we have faith in material pleasure. That is a problem. Our faith in material pleasure should break. When when I am in association of my loved ones, and no, that is the most pleasing thing. No, that we should lose that faith. It won't work. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had such a beautiful wife and loving mother. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, it won't work. This is material. And he has to give up, even though he's Supreme Lord. And why? He want to tell us it won't work. All the Goswamis, they had good career, good family, good everything, relatives, everything. But he said it won't work. You want to go to Vrindavan. We want Krishna. That will only work because that soul needs that only. Body and mind needs all these material things. So I'm sorry. I think I got carried away. Such are criticisms that must be borne by the servants of Narada in the disciplic succession. So, Krishna conscious movement, we are trying to train young people to become devotees and return back home, back to Godhead by following rigid regulative principles. But our service is appreciated neither in India nor abroad in Western countries, where we are endeavoring to spread this Krishna conscious movement. In India, the caste Brahmanas have become enemies of Krishna conscious movement because we elevate foreigners who are supposed to be mlechas and yavanas to the position of Brahmana. We train them in austerities and penance and recognize them as Brahmanas by awarding them sacred texts. See, austerities and penance. Thus, the caste Brahmanas of India are very displeased by our activities in Western world. In the West also, the parents of young people who join this movement have also become enemies. We have no business creating enemies, but the process is such that non-devotees will always be inimical towards us. Nevertheless, as stated in the Shastra, a devotee should be both tolerant and merciful. Devotees engaged in preaching should be prepared to be accused of ignorant persons. And yet, they must be very merciful to the fallen conditioned souls. If one can execute his duty in disabling succession of Narada, his service will be surely recognized. Ye idam paramam guhyam madbhaktya bhaktesh abhidashati bhaktim mayim param kutvam mame vaishya sasamshayah न च तस्माद् मनुष्येषु कश्चित् मे प्रियकर्तमा bhavati न च मे तस्माद् अन्यः प्रियतरो भवेत्. So Lord is telling who gives this knowledge, na, he is very dear to you. So Prabhupada is writing, Narada Muni and members of his disciplic section disrupt friendship and family life. You see, they disrupt friendship and family life. They are sometimes called Suhurda Ghana, creators of enmity between relatives. Why they are cutting it? Because it won't work. Friendship and family pleasure is not going to work. They are not going to give us real happiness. Only Krishna consciousness. That's why they are misunderstood to be enemies. Preaching can be difficult, thankless task, but a preacher must follow the order of Supreme Lord and be unafraid of materialistic persons. So this class, nobody will appreciate materialistic people. They'll say what this fellow is speaking. But that is what is the truth. It won't work. So we are holding on to our friendship, how many relatives came for our function, how many friends we have, and how we celebrated this festival. Array, our function went so beautiful, marriage, birthday party, the anniversary party, nothing will work. And it is all waste of time and energy. Only thing works is Krishna consciousness. We think, oh, Prabhuji, I have so much time, we will do it later. But why to waste time? We don't know when death will come. So we should not waste our time. Prabhuji, I am inviting devotees only for our anniversary. We are having, yeah, you have to have Abhishekam of Gaurnitai, have nice Prasadam, nice Kirtan, nice Katha. That is the anniversary. We should not do anniversary for yourself. We should do anniversary for the deities. That is the best. Birthday for Lord. Any birthday, yes, you celebrate. It is for the Lord only you celebrate. And even if somebody wants to celebrate their birthday, they should do for the Lord. If your birthday is there, you want to invite, you invite all the people, do Abhishekam for the Lord, make the Lord cut the cake, and do it for the Lord. That is the only thing works. Other things only increase our false ego and our attachments and our conditioning, and then we cannot feelingly chant the name of Lord. I think I am giving brahmachari class. Prajapati continued. If you think that simply awakening the sense of renunciation will detach from the material world, I must say that unless full knowledge is awakened, simply changing dresses as you have done cannot possibly bring detachment. See, Daksha had a point, but Narada is having more higher point. Daksha was correct in stating, you see, Prabhupada also, Daksha was correct in stating that changing one's dress cannot detach one from the material world. The sannyasis of Kali Yuga who change their robes from white to saffron and think they can do whatever they like are more abominable than materialistic grihasthas. This is not recommended anywhere. Prajapati Daksha was right in the point of right in point on this defect, but he did not know that Narada had erosion the spirit of renunciation. So they are convinced that material happiness won't work only. So that's why they left. So Narada was able to give that. Such enlightened renunciation is desirable. You see, that a renunciation is desirable. One should enter the renounced order with full knowledge. For the perfection of life is possible for one who renounces this material world in this way. This elevated stage can be reached very easily as supported by the statements of Bhagavatam. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Janayati Asu Vairagyam. Bhakti means gives Vairagyam. That's all. So if one seriously engages in devotional service, Jnana and Vairagya are automatically manifested. There is no doubt of this. Prajapati Daksha accused Narada. See what type of bhakti? Daksha also did bhakti. But he did not do Ahaituki bhakti. That's why he didn't get Vairagya. Whereas Narada taught them. So Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radokshaje. Ahaituki bhakti if you do, then Jnana and Vairagya will automatically come. So here Daksha accused that Narada has not actually elevated his sons to the platform of knowledge are not factual. All the sons of Daksha had been raised to the platform of Jnana and then automatically renounced this. In summary, unless one knowledge is awakened, renunciation cannot take place. For without elevated knowledge, one cannot give up attachment for material enjoyment. So the renunciation is automatically happens. What is lacking is the proper knowledge, and knowledge comes when we act without for somebody else. If you start living for Guru and Krishna, then only knowledge comes. Knowledge will not come if I live for my own family, my own children. If I am living such a life, we should not expect knowledge will come to us. No, if we live for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, when we start sacrificing our ego, and we work for real ego. See, working, I say, Prabhuji, I am so selfless. I work for my family only. That is false ego. That is not real ego. Real ego is when we connect to Guru and Krishna and work, that is real ego. Then only knowledge will come. To the degree we are serving Guru and Krishna, to that degree knowledge will come. And knowledge gives renunciation. That is the method. It is not that, okay, I will do some things, I will do chanting, I will do reading, but I am living for myself. Then it will take so much time. It will take many, many decades, and nothing changes seen also. You see, I am doing bhakti, but nothing is happening. Yeah, why it will happen? You are not doing it properly. What did you do for Guru? What did you do for no real ego? So it won't happen like that. So here Narada did properly, and material enjoyment is indeed cause of unhappiness. Daksha is telling, you see, Daksha knows this. Material enjoyment is indeed cause of all unhappiness, but one cannot give it up unless he has personally experienced how much suffering is in it. That's what I was telling. Somebody, he understands I have to give up material pleasure, hearing, and just leave it. Somebody, he has to experience it and then he will give it up. Ultimately, both have to give up only. We cannot hold on to it. We have to give up. Whether you give up by hearing or whether you give up by experience. Ultimately, liberation is such a blissful happiness when we give up. The pleasure is cannot be understood by material. Any amount of material pleasure cannot be matched with the pleasure of giving up the material happiness. That's why that is called liberation. It will not match with any of the material pleasures. Renunciation is such a high pleasure. Therefore, one should be allowed to remain in so-called material enjoyment while simultaneously advancing in knowledge to experience the miseries of this false material happiness. Then, without help from others, one will find material enjoyment distasteful. Those whose minds are changed by others do not become as renounced as those who have personal experience. This is actually one level true only. Prabhupada is telling, it is said that unless a woman becomes pregnant, she cannot understand the trouble of giving birth to a child. Bandhya ki bujibe pashave vedana. The word bandhya means a sterile woman. Such a woman cannot give birth to a child. How then can she perceive the pain of delivery? According to the philosophy of Prajapadaksha, a woman should first become pregnant and then experience the pain of childbirth. Then if she is intelligent, she will not want to be pregnant again. Actually, however, this is not a fact. Sex enjoyment is so strong that woman becomes pregnant and suffers at the time of childbirth. But she becomes pregnant again, despite her experience. So according to Daksha's philosophy, one should become implicated in material enjoyment so that after experiencing the distress of such enjoyment, one will automatically renounce. Material nature, however, is so strong that although a man suffers at every step, he will not cease this attempt to enjoy. You see, enjoyment is suffering, but he is not giving it up only. Tripyanti neha kripana bahudukka bhajam. Under the circumstances, unless one give up, gets the association of devotees like Narada or his servants in disciplic sessions, one's dormant spirit of renunciation cannot be awakened. So only by Guru, service to Guru only, that renunciation will come, because he will give that knowledge will come and renunciation comes. It is not fact that because material enjoyment involves so many painful conditions, one will automatically be detached. Everybody goes through painful situation. But when we tell them, okay, now give it up, they say, no, 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 no. No way. They are holding on to it. So that is the reason we need Guru. Guru will, by giving service to Guru, na, our knots of this material attachment will cut. That is what, the attachment to Guru, he is cutting the knot. So we have this famous shloka. What is that? Everything. So one needs the blessing of a devotee like Narada Muni. Then one can renounce his attachment for the material world. The young boys and girls of Krishna conscious movement have given up the spirit of material enjoyment. You see, Prabhupada said, like they have given up the spirit of material enjoyment not because of practice, but by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his servants. Hari Bol. So, how much pleasure is there in renouncing? Yannastam karma shandhanam sadhunam grahamedinam kritavanasi durmarsham viprayam vai tava marshitam. The spirit is actually very important. See, Prabhupada is not telling they have renounced their houses. They give up the spirit of enjoyment by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prabhupada. Although I live in household life with my wife and children, Daksha is telling, I honestly follow the Vedic injunctions by engaging in fruitive activities to enjoy life without sinful reactions. He's very expert in enjoying. That's why he's called Daksha. I have performed all kinds of yajnas, including Deva Yajna, Raja Yajna, Pitra Yajna, and Nri Yajnas. Because these yajnas are called vratas, I am known as Graha Vrata. Unfortunately, you have given me great displeasure by misguiding my sons for no reason to the path of renunciation. This cannot be tolerated one. So Daksha is quite upset with Narada. Prajapati Daksha wanted to prove that he has been most tolerant in not having said anything when Daksha said Narada Muni for no reason induced his 10,000 innocent sons to adopt the path of renunciation. Sometimes householders are accused of being Grahamedis or Grahamedhi, are satisfied with family life without spiritual advancement. Grahasthas, however, are different because although Grahastha live in householder life with their wife and children, they are eager for spiritual advancement, wanting to prove that he had been magnanimous to Narada Muni. Prajapati Daksha stressed that when Narada had misled his first son, Daksha had taken no action. He had been kind and tolerant. He was aggressive, however, because Narada Muni had misled his sons for the second time. However, he wanted to prove that Narada Muni, although dressed like a sadhu, was not actually a sadhu. He himself, although a householder, was a great sadhu than Narada Muni. So this is Daksha's conclusion. Tantukritan yasnastvam abhadram acharan punaha tasmalokeshu te mudha na bhave Brahmatah padam. You have made me lose my sons once, and now you have again done the same inauspicious thing. Therefore, you are a rascal who does not know how to behave towards others. You may travel all over the universe, but I curse you to have no residence anywhere. So this is the big curse according to Daksha. Daksha thought if he does not have place, that is a curse. Narada Muni didn't fake it as a curse only. He thought good only. I don't want to stay in one place. I'll go always preaching. See, our value systems, our thought process are, its value system is like that. For him, not having a permanent place is a curse. Because Daksha values that I should have good house, wife, children. That is a blessing for Daksha. Narada Muni thought, what is this blessing? Renunciation is blessing. That's why Goswamis were never staying under one tree. त्यक्त्वा तूर्णमशेषमण्डलपतिं श्रेणिं सदा तुच्छव भूत्वा दीनगणेशकौ करुणया कौपीनकण्ठाश्रितौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ. So, Tektva Turnamasesha Mandalapati, they are Mandalapatis, they are such a great rich people. They renounce everything. And what did they do? Bhutva Dina Ganesha Kau Karuna. Kaupina Kanta. They just took some torn clothes that are there and then they just were wearing and being satisfied. That's all. So, and so here, Prajapat Daksha was a Grahamedi and wanted to remain in household. He thought that if Narada could not remain in one place, but he had to travel all the world, that would be great punishment for him. However, such a punishment is boon for for a preacher. Preacher is known as Parivrajaka Acharya, an Acharya or teacher who always travels for the benefit of human society. Daksha cursed Narada by saying that although he had factually to travel all the universe, he would never be able to stay in one place. In the Parampara system from Narada Muni, Prabhupada is telling, I have also been cursed. Although I have many centers that would be suitable places for residence, I cannot stay anywhere, for I have been cursed by the parents of my young disciples. Since the Krishna conscious movement has started, I have traveled all over the world 2 or 3 times a year, and although I am provided comfortable place to stay wherever I go, I cannot stay anywhere for more than 3 days or a week. I do not mind this curse by the parents of my disciples, but now it is necessary that stay at one place to finish other tasks. This translation of Srimad Bhagavatam. If my young disciples, especially those who have taken sannyas, take charge of traveling all over the world, it may be possible for me to transfer the curse of the parents of these young preachers. Then I may sit down conveniently in one place for the work of translation. So Prabhupada is so kind, no? Very touching purport. Prabhupada is so compassionate, such nice purport. Visudev Sisukauvaच प्रतिजग्राह तद्भादं नारदः साधु सम्मतः एतावत् साधुवादो हि तितिक्षेष्टेश्वरः स्वयं. Sudhir Goswami continued, my dear king, since Narada Muni is an approved saintly person who cursed by the Prajapadaksha, he replied, Tadbhadam, yes, what you have said is good, I accept this curse. He could have cursed Prajapadaksha in return, but because he is a tolerant and merciful sadhu, he took no action. Tirikshava, Karunika, Sudha, Sarvadehina, Ajata Shatrava, Shantaha, Ajata Shatrava, Santaha, Sadhava, Sadhu Bhushna. So these are the symptoms of a devotee. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Trinada Suni Chena, Taroriva Sahishnamani Namanagena, Kirtaniyastahri. So, following the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one who preached the glories of the Lord all over the world, all over the universe, should be humbler than grass and more tolerant than a tree, become a preacher, cannot live in a easy-going life. You see? Indeed, a preacher must face many impediments. Not only he is sometimes cursed, but sometimes he must also suffer personal injury. For example, when Nityananda Prabhu he was attacked by Jagai and Madai, Jesus Christ. Prabhupada gives 2 examples. Now it may be asked why Narada Muni stayed in the presence of Prajapadaksha and tolerated all his accusation and curse. Was that for Daksha's deliverance? The answer is yes. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that after being insulted by Prajapadaksha, Narada Muni should have left immediately, but he purposefully stayed to hear all Daksha's strong words so that Daksha might be relieved of his anger. Prajapati Daksha was not an ordinary man. He had accumulated the results of many pious activities. Therefore, Narada Muni expected that after delivering his curse, Daksha, satisfied and free from anger, would repent his misbehavior and thus get a chance to become a Vaishnava to be delivered. When Jagai Madai offended Nityananda, Nityananda stood tolerant and therefore both brothers felt at his feet and repented. Consequently, they later became perfect Vaishnavas. Thus, in the Bhaktivedanta purport of 6th canto, 5th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Narada Muni cursed by Prajapati Daksha. Hare Krishna. Please forgive if anything you felt offended by my words. I just repeated. So, any questions, comments, or something in the chat box? I will just check. Regarding the comment of how do you see now? This is okay. Regarding the comment of Gail Mati, how do we see this non-acknowledgement by senior and elderly brahmacharis towards the Matajis who have been in the movement since a long time, but younger than to them? We can understand that distance being maintained when both of them were young. But how do you understand when both have been stable in their respective ashrams since devotees? I feel they should not disrespect. It is not good. It is because anyway, I am also a little impersonal type only. I cannot give any lecture on this because I myself am not very personal. Slowly, I am trying to be personal now. So not much uh, comments on that point. Rupran,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you
then
so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. It is powered back to purports by Srila Prabhupada, and you explained it so wonderfully, Prabhuji. What is necessary only you have explained, Prabhuji. It is no need to ask sorry and all. Because we have to renounce, otherwise you can't go to Krishna. But anyway, that Vairagya, should we have to, that's what Prabhuji, we have to focus on that and we have to, or you have to focus on your sadhana. Automatically the Vairagya will come now, Prabhuji. Uh,
yes, we have to dedicate our life to service to Guru and Krishna. Then knowledge and vairagya comes.
Because as Grahastha, we have some duties, but that is what Prabhuji, where to, what is that line which, where we are making mistakes, not focusing more, much on our Grahastha life. Even after like 50s, if I'm asking. So after that, how to focus more on Krishna consciousness instead of again we have this grandchildren. Something is going on. No, Prabhuji, say so where to pull our rope leave where we should be loose and where we should be tight. That like we can't be so tight always and we can't be loose also. No, Prabhuji, that balance. See, so when we have to do like how to balance that, Prabhuji? That's what I'm trying to ask because we have some duties. I'm not saying how we should focus on that only, Grahastha duty, but how to put our efforts more to Krishna. Yeah, all the works we are doing to Krishna anyways, but sometimes I'm asking. That's what Prabhupada says now. Like when if it is young, even he was cursed because I brought that young boys and girls. Because his focus was different. But now we are. As far as I'm concerned, I'm married. I'm in 50s now, so I have to focus more on Krishna consciousness, right? Not in my family, but at times it is little challenging. That is where I'm stuck. So, how to apply that knowledge? Krishna will give that knowledge, Prabhuji. How to come out of I,
No,
attachment.
we should
Yes,
naturally
Prabhuji.
feel that I should stop giving, I should give more time to my Krishna consciousness. We should start feeling now because we have already done sufficiently. Material
Uh,
things don't work only. No matter how much you do keep on increasing your responsibilities, it will go on only. It will never reduce.
mm, mm,
One after another, then grandchildren, their marriages will come, and then their education, everything will come only. It will never end. We
mm,
have to we have to decide ourselves, okay, now enough. I have to more
mm.
focus on it.
Yeah.
Even if we are not there, also things will work at home actually. Not that things
Mm.
will stop. After we die, things are suddenly
Yeah,
stopping. We are
things will
not
go.
going to stop.
That is true. Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Things will work only. So we
Yeah,
should
anywhere, wherever
imagine.
it is at home also, at office also, things will go on. Anywhere it is like that only.
So that is the reality. We have to
Yeah.
accept it. We have
Mm.
to know that even without me also things will work. So let me mentally start getting detached at least. We should
Mm.
we
Okay.
should
Mm.
live hope that this is going to make things better and make me peaceful and happy. That hope is actually holding on to make us taking more and more material responsibility because we still have the hope. But if your
Oh.
hope is only not there, then we'll say, okay, this is enough. I can do this much only. And remaining time it is for Krishna, for my spiritual development. We have
Ah.
to have this thought process. Okay, enough now. This won't work.
Ah, no.
What happens is I'm watching TV and now I'm saying, okay, this movie will may make me happy and another movie will make me happy. Another will Arre, as a TV only won't make you happy. Just throw it out of the
Ah, ah, ah.
So
Ah,
for us now we still have hope. Maybe this is my
yeah.
responsibility I have to complete. This is my responsibility to complete. Enough. You have done sufficient. Now you have 50s. Now you have to give more time and little less time to family things. And
Ah,
we
ah.
have to focus more on hearing, reading, chanting, That's how
Yeah.
we should go in that
Whatever
direction.
we are doing, Prabhuji, we are hearing, chanting, doing some service, Guru Maharaj service. All we are doing,
Huh.
all said and done. That's what Prabhuji, some dependents are there, like my sister, my relatives are there, my mother. So I'm bringing them in Krishna consciousness. Some responsibilities are there. So I should not be attached to that also, right? It is my responsibility. I have to, something I have to do, no, Prabhuji, because they are depending on me. So I have
Doing it,
to,
we are doing whatever is needful, that's all. But
yeah, that
our
is,
heart should not be there. Our heart
ah,
should be with our hearing, reading, chanting. So where
okay.
our heart is, na, that is what we are going to become. We should
Ah,
give our heart for this direction
mm,
only.
mm. So
That
no,
is the
I'm
most
not.
important.
I should not stuck in that. Oh, I am doing Krishna service. I am making because my family members are Krishna devotees. So I have to serve them. This is also one point, Prabhuji. So how to see that?
No,
See
no, we
my
have to serve
children.
because Krishna wanted, Guru wanted. Connection should be clear. It is
Ah,
not mine, my family. It is Krishna who gave me. It is Guru who gave me. So
okay.
that ego should be changed.
No, I'm not saying my, but they're my children, mother, sister are all there. No, so I'm bring. I have to not. I'm saying I, but that is my responsibility. No, I have to make them this
You
thing.
have to do. That is, you are doing Krishna service only, na. That is not a problem only. That is going to give you knowledge. If you do it that properly, you are going to get knowledge and detachment properly.
Okay.
If you do it
Um,
properly, knowledge and detachment, if it's coming by your activity, then you are doing it right only. If that is
Yeah.
not coming, we are attached, we have some other motivations, then you will not get it.
Mm.
Any ahituki bhakti will give knowledge and detachment for sure.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji. So wonderful, Prabhuji. You have explained so wonderfully. It's like hitting our head with a hammer. What is needed exactly, actually. So wonderful, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Anyways, always very grateful to your
Your
classes.
blessings, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Don't feel bad or not because you are teaching what is necessary only. Whether we are a grahastha or a brahmachari or anybody, we need to follow this only. This is the path. So you are telling us to go faster. That's all. Otherwise, we have to come back again, again, again. That is the thing. Oh, I am doing arams. I am sitting and doing. This is enough. So we are laid back means it is minus for us only. No, that is what you are trying to say. So wonderfully explained, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful power packed class, I would say. All glories to you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yes, Gail Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, I'm just two things. One is if a person is he has seen the folly of material enjoyment because it all ends in misery, right? So
Yeah,
if such a person um decides to renounce material enjoyment,
yeah.
for one thing, um, is that possible for a person who has not surrendered to a guru? What what is it about surrendering to a guru that um, affects a person's ability to renounce
See, what is
material?
the point there is that ego, na? Your identity makes the actions. What you are identifying with. So you're
Uh-huh.
identifying yourselves with Guru and Krishna, then your ego is like that and your actions are like that. That means you can do ahituki bhakti. Now, if I am doing action, my identity is deciding my action. So then I can, if I am
Uh-huh.
not identifying myself with Guru and Krishna, I am doing it something for myself only. Then it is not ahituki. There is something
Hmm.
for me in that because I am in the
Uh-huh.
center. But if Guru and Krishna are in the center, then we are not the center. Then you are doing for somebody else. That is called ahituki. Hetu means something I should get. But ahituki is it
Mhm.
is not for you only anyway. It is for somebody else. And who is that somebody else? Guru and Krishna, like that.
Okay, so let's say a person is um, renouncing. Yeah, their sense of identity is not with Guru or Krishna. It's not connection with that, but it's you know they're renouncing because again it's for their own happiness because they see that material happiness doesn't work. So they're
Yes.
saying, for the sake of my own happiness, let me give up this material happiness, right?
Yeah.
So I mean that basically that's the mentality of the Gyanis, right? And that
Yeah, but
works.
yes, yes. That is the Jnani mentality, but we want to have Bhakta mentality.
Yeah, but no, I understand that, but I'm just saying that even though that selfishness is there, right? Still, it will work, no? Even though they have not surrendered to a guru, because their sense of identity is still, only focused on themselves, you know, but
Yeah,
their
that process is
conviction.
very tough process. Klesho adhikataras tesham
Uh,
abhyakta saktachetasam. Krishna is saying that is a very tough process. It will work because Krishna in the heart as Paramatma will fulfill their desire of renouncing this world. So that will work,
mhm.
but it is a very tough process. We are not into that process. For us, Bhakti is Vasudeve Bhagavati, Bhakti Yoga Prayoga Janati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam. So our jnana and vairagya is through the process of bhakti. Even that will work, but that is a very klesha adhikatara, a very painful process of Krishna intelligence.
Yeah, and I guess the difference is the reason why one is painful and the other is not as painful is because with the Jnana process, you have to kind of rely on your own strength, no, to renounce.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas with Krishna's process, he gives you he gives you that strength that you
yes,
may not
yes,
even have
yes,
yourself, right?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, Prabhu, just one other thing then. It's about the universal chitta, right? Because
Even
you said
even
that,
even for jnanis also, na, that renunciation is coming because they have the element of bhakti. That is the reason
yeah,
that is working for them.
yes, true, true. Um, yeah, the universal chitta, you said that is where all of our actions are stored, but the localized chitta, that's where our impressions are stored. But in the universal chitta, aren't all of our impressions stored there as well?
Actually, it is like this is not like means I will give it more detailed explanation because it is not because that universal chitta is only manifesting. It is the part of which is in our body. So it's all one only. Like air is there. Universal air
Oh,
and our air and the body are same only, na, in one way. It is
uh-huh,
air only.
uh-huh. Yeah,
So I just to make it like to
simple.
understand, I gave simplified, but it's same air only. Now, if I say universal air and air in your body, is it same or different? It's same only. So
Yeah.
chitta as such, it is same only, but I was trying to make it little more simplified. That's right.
Uh, uh-huh. Uh-huh. So, um, but the confusing thing still there for
No,
me
I will
is,
take time and explain it because that is, I also should not have touched it because it's a big topic and I necessarily made it short. I will
yeah,
explain in detail.
okay, I know we don't have time to explain that today, but
Yeah,
still
yeah, one day I will explain.
I just want to put this out there that, you know, the thing that's occurring to me is that, you know, the we're getting the universal chitta is localized for us, but even though it's the universal thing where everybody's impressions and actions are stored, is localized for us, yet somehow or other, only the impressions that are relevant for for myself affect me, whereas the impressions that are relevant for somebody else, somehow they're not impacting me, even though it's just one the same air, basically, right? But anyway, so that's just, I know you don't have time, but I just wanted to
No,
express that
no,
this
it's
is
I don't want to start the topic. It's a big topic and
okay.
we
Okay.
will do it. So
Hmm.
I am compiling some material on it. So I will definitely share one day with
Okay.
all of you.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Arjuni, okay.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu Dandavat.
Then no problem.
Rohit, thank you so much for your very wonderful and elaborate explanations in each of your class. Very, very grateful to you. I just had a question regarding the point made by Gail Mataji in the morning class. So just seeking explanation on that. So, sometimes there's non-acknowledgement by senior brahmacharis, towards Matajis who have been in the movement for long. So when they were young, it's okay. I mean, they have to maintain their distance from the, as per the ashram. But if they have become sufficiently stable, the brahmacharis as well as the Matajis, is that non-acknowledgement? Should we still appreciate that, or we can expect a small gesture of appreciation, not just appreciation, but acknowledgement? And is it like a fault from my side that I am seeking acknowledgement and they are supposed to be like that?
That is, uh, there should be acknowledgement, but if it depends on what is that person's, he may be acknowledging, but uh, we should not expect it. We don't know. He may still have some conditioning, or is afraid, or he may think that they may mind. Like, say if I am acknowledging, so they may misunderstand. They say why he is unnecessarily acknowledging. So there will be so many reasons for why they have behaved like that. So we never know it. So I means why they are doing it, which I cannot say why he behaved like that. There should be there, but if he is not acknowledging, what is the reason behind it, that I cannot exactly tell.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. One more question, Prabhu, regarding when we try to become very friendly with our juniors, just to make them feel comfortable, and when we also get that similar reciprocation by our seniors, they become very friendly to us, and sometimes it happens that familiarity breeds contempt, and just in a light-hearted tone, say something which is actually not appropriate, but then you immediately realize and correct yourself and ask apology. So is that will that still be considered an offense when we have realized and we have immediately asked for an apology?
No, if you ask apologies, it's not offense. Fine. If they have problem, that is their problem. If it is
But we
not a
should,
big thing.
but we should keep it in mind that we should not have this concept, have this, familiarity beats contempt. We should keep that in mind seriously, right? So that we don't do it again and again, even by mistake.
Yeah.
I mean,
That is,
I'm asking for myself. I'm not asking for
yeah.
some junior doing it to me.
Means we should take it lightly. If somebody is doing to us, we should feel that they are feeling a little close to us, connected, and that's why they are doing. And we should not take things so seriously. It's not a big. And it happens to us, we should be light, and but we should not do it others, because if what they are feeling, we don't know. And some juniors are trying to do, we should take it in a spirit of uh, fun or something. So if juniors have misbehaved or something, we should try to clarify. You say, maybe I don't like this style, but we should not take it so seriously also, because it's all family. Like if my son is behaving with me in a odd way, or my daughter is behaving, I take care of. I don't mind it, right? So we should also be in that mode. So it's always, and when we do it for seniors, we should be careful when we're dealing with seniors. But if somebody does to us, we should forgive and take it light. It is good for us and for them also. I don't know whether I understood your question. Okay. Okay, thank you all very much. Daksha is a Grahamedi. Yeah, but he's enjoying in a proper way. He's not doing any wrong things. Okay, thank you all very much.